Good evening, Brian here, Fitzpatricks Garage, Dublin Road, Kildare. I want to show you this car here. This is a stunning looking car. This is a Honda CRV, 1.6 diesel, and it's in one of the nicest colours, I think. It's in what's called polished metal, but what's really cool about this car is I love those side steps. They just finish off the car so well. Anyway, in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look around this car, and by the end of it then, you'll know all about this particular car, but you'll know a lot more about Honda CRVs if you're not familiar with them in this ES model. And if you're in Ireland and you're thinking about buying this car and you want information on trading in your car or just about this car in general or about financing, Brian's my name, 086 843 1945. Call, text, WhatsApp, whichever suits. And I know it sounds like, oh my god, shut up with the sales pitch, but I don't know why. I just think this is actually a really nice looking one. I think it is something about these side skirts on the side. They're the big chunky CRV side skirts. I always find on these, they look lovely, the back, the front. Middle's a bit high, so they need something, so the side step just really finishes it off really well. And apologies, when I say side skirt, sorry, what I meant to say was side step. Anyway, what we're going to do is have a look around the features on the outside of the car, and then we'll go for a drive in the car, and then we'll have a look at features on the inside. And there's one other little cool thing in this car. It's got a full black leather interior finish, so this is a unique Honda CRV because those steps and the black leather, quite unusual on an ES specification. Starting off then on the rear of the car, the first thing you see is that nice chrome section along the boot lid, and down low there's a nice brushed aluminium section to break up the black on the rear bumper. There's also a tow bar being fitted as an optional extra by the first owner on the vehicle. Another thing, it sounds like a small thing, but the rear owner actually went to the trouble of fitting those mud flaps, and they are not cheap from Honda, so they're about 150 euros. So that's always really a sign of someone that's looking after a vehicle. Parking sensors are standard on the rear of this ES model. And for anyone that's wondering about towing, these cars will tow 1.7 tonne. On the front of the car then, parking sensors are standard as well. And like the rear, there is chrome along the grille in this case, and down low there's a brushed aluminium section to break up the front bumper. And I also quite like a W reg. I don't know why, I always liked it, Port Lorga. I just think it looks nice. Anyway, the engine on these cars is savage. No, it's really good actually. It's 120 horsepower, but it's really frugal, so all day long you will do 50 plus miles per gallon, which is a lot in a big vehicle like that. And I'm saying that to you where I can look in the eye in 6-12 months time and say, yes, that is what you got from the car. And when these cars come out, some people used to wonder, is the 1.6 big enough for that body size? I'm telling you it is. It's been out since 2013 and it's been really trouble free. And it's 120 horsepower, but that's with 300 Newton meters of torque. The front of the car then has these nice daytime running lights, which look really smart, and they wrap around the headlights. The headlights are automatic, which we'll see when we get into the car. And again, there's more nice chrome around those front fog lights as well. Road tax of these cars is 200 euros for a year, and as we were saying, fuel efficiency is really excellent. The wheels are what's called a diamond cut finish, which means under artificial light at night time there's a lovely shiny reflective finish off them, and they just complement the black and the silver. It just complements the black on the windows, which are privacy, the black on the wheel arches around the wheels and also along the side and front and rear of the vehicle, and also all the silver and chrome trims all the way around. So the whole package, I think, in fairness, you will agree, it actually comes together really well. And do I sound enthusiastic? Yes, but the reason I sound enthusiastic is because I actually believe in them. They're a really good car. We sell lots of SUVs, things like Sportages and Tucsons and all that kind of stuff. This is the most fuel efficient, it's got the biggest boot, and you know what's nice about these? They're a little bit different, you don't see them absolutely everywhere, and this particular one is a bit unique because of the side steps and also because of that black leather interior on the inside as well. It's a cool colour, looks well. Anyway, let's go for driving the car. But before we do, let me show you one other thing. The key has got some functionality, so first of all, I can control things like the lights by hitting the key, they'll come on themselves, and also I can retract the windows, as well as similarly lock the windows and retract the wing mirrors too. Let's go for a drive. So, first thing is on the CRV, you notice straight away you're nice and high, which is fine because it's an SUV. Get a good steering position because you've got rake reach. Gear stick is in a lovely place. The armrest actually is in a nice place, it goes back and forwards, which you'll see in a sec. It's just nice. Steering feel is nice, gear stick is nice and accessible, but it's high up. But we get lots of SUVs at the garage here, but this is definitely one of my favourite. Within that bracket of about kind of 115, 120 horsepower. I remember when these cars come out, people used to be kind of whinging because they were saying, okay, it's a 1.6, it's a big body, the old one is a 2.2, we won't be able to pull it along. I am telling you now, this car ain't got a bother in terms of pulling along in any gear at all. 300 Newton meters, it's 120 horsepower, but it's got 300 Newton meters of torque. It's way more responsive than most of the other SUVs that we sell in this segment. And it's got a nice chassis too, so when you go into a back road, like we're going to go onto now here as well, it actually, to be honest with you, I know I'm driving a CRV, but it ain't far off a Honda Civic in terms of how it feels. This type of road here, which has got plenty of bumps and compressions and turns, it requires a car, we'll say, that feels good in terms of a chassis, and it also requires a car that's kind of torquey to pull it up little hills like this. This is an enjoyable SUV to drive. I've been driving these since they came out, God, 7 years ago now, I suppose. But on a back road like this, I was always able to drive them on and not feel like I was driving something that was wavy. They are quite sure-footed. Again, don't take my word for it, come try it yourself. But that engine on a hill like this just pulls along nice. What we can do now in a sec anyway is we'll join the motorway and we'll get from 0 up to 120 and you'll see what I mean. This particular example drives really nice. It is a car that's got a full service history. Mileage is good. The car drives very well. And the cabin's actually nice and quiet as well. So say for example we're going to come onto this road here. We'll accelerate from first up a hill, mind you. It's a bit wet. First gear, second gear, into third, and we're at 80 kilometers an hour. In terms of getting from 0 to 120, these cars drive really well. There's no point in me telling you, if you're coming looking at a car like this, there's no point in me telling you that it drives well, then you come and you're disappointed. Whenever people come to drive these, they always come back and say, that was actually a lovely car to drive. For fuel efficiency, if you treat the car normally, so not like driving it on the way I was, as you see it went up to 6, normally actually they sit around early 5s, that's kind of over 50 miles per gallon. Out of all the SUVs I was saying, they're really, really economical. And the other cool thing is they are nice to drive. There's a nice chassis, there's a nice engine, it's responsive, but it's still a very, very big car and it's a good practical family car overall. And in terms of reliability, they have been super reliable. As we were saying, the engine's out since 2013. And some of the common issues you see in a lot of cars, injectors, turbos, flywheels, clutches, all that kind of stuff, these cars have been very, very good for us. So I think you'll agree, it's a nice looking vehicle. It drives really good, but you have to take my word on that or else come drive the car yourself. But let's see what it's like in terms of features on the inside. The boot in these cars then is definitely one of the things that attracts so many people compared to the boots in some of the other SUVs. But there's one really cool thing on the boot as well. If you grab this lever here, and there's a similar one on the left hand side, it allows the seats to drop down and you end up with an absolutely gigantic load area that's as big as a light commercial vehicle. Moving into the back of the car then, like we were saying earlier, there is privacy glass on the rear, which are quite nice looking, and the windows actually have a chrome surround. And actually one thing as well is roof rails are standard on these models, which means you just have to get the bars that go from side to side if you want to use them. Those roof rails actually were a €500 additional extra back in 2015, but they did become standard from 2016-17 onwards. Once the doors open then, here's one cool thing. The door opens at really pretty much a right angle. Over here, we'll see there is a child lock, there is electric for window, a speaker, and you got a nice leather coated door card. Moving into the inside then, the first thing actually I noticed on this, the quality of the leather is absolutely excellent, because this was specified afterwards, as were those side steps as well. It's really excellent quality. Look how tight it fits. So very, very well done. After that, 3 head restraints, there is 3 3-point safety belts, there is an armrest in through the centre, and you have drinks holders in that, and then after that there is kangaroo pockets on either side. But yes, the first thing that definitely stands out to me in this is excellent quality leather. In terms of size in the rear of these cars, so the headroom is really excellent. I'm 6 foot and there's really a good headroom there, and that's how I would sit behind myself. So legroom is quite good as well. I've got ventilation over here as well as a rear passenger. 3 child seats, you can do it. You can get 3 child seats across the back, but it's not nice. If you want 3 child seats across the back, you're better off buying a 7-seater with independent seating. But these are very comfortable for 2 child seats either side and somebody in the middle, or maybe a little booster or something like that. But guess what? The kids will get older and they will get out of child seats, and then you can come buy one of these. Anyway, electrics for windows and for mirrors. Again, nice leather in black with white stitching. And in through the centre then, leather armrest with USB connectors, HDMI and a 12-volt power outlet if you want to play a video up through here. And over here on the right hand side then, an econ function which reduces how aggressive the cruise control and air conditioner is. And below that then, you have the parking sensor function, which has parking sensors front and rear, and that links to a camera which has a number of different settings in terms of a zoom and then a more panoramic view, and there's dynamic guidelines as well. The driver's seat is nice and comfortable. Obviously it has a height adjuster and there's lumbar support for my lower back as well, and the steering wheel then has a rake reach function, so it goes up and down as well as in and out as well. Steering wheel multifunctions are things like cruise control with a speed limiter. Over here we have automatic wipers. Behind here we have headlights, which we said earlier are automated, so they come on at night or else they produce the daytime running lights during the day. In through here then, controls for radio, but there's also the iMid function, which can be used by manipulating the button here, which changes information on the screens for average speed, fuel efficiency and things like clock and radio information. Sitting in the car then, this is the view that you're going to be looking at, and down low here then we have things like Bluetooth information. We have our service due light in through here, but you can manipulate information there like average speed, fuel efficiency, how much fuel is left in the car, and things like tire pressure warning. Another cool feature on the car is to do with the mirrors. So this mirror here is for looking out the back window. It darkens itself at night time, but there's a second mirror for looking at passengers in the rear. So if somebody comes up behind you, this one is going to darken itself. However, this one here is to see what people are at in the back. The big screen in the centre of the car then is the Honda Connect system. So that is touch and swipe, works kind of from an Android based software setup. So things like mobile phone information in through here, audio information in through there. The trip information then from information there is going to tell you about your historical patterns of driving, and there's also settings down below for all the different functions on the car. But if you go even further down, there is another menu which has things like, we'll say, an internet browser. Below the Honda Connect system then is a dual zone climate control setup, so you can have different temperatures on each side of the car, which is pretty cool. It's got a front and rear windscreen demisters, and it also demists the wing mirrors too. So there you have it, that is our 2018 Honda CRV ES. Polished Metal. Brian is my name. If there's any information you want on this car, please do not hesitate to give me a shout. 086 843 1945. Fitzpatricks Garage, Kildare. We're a family run business in operation for almost 70 years. So if you're looking for a 2018 CRV, this is a really nice one in my opinion. If the information is useful, please do give me a shout if you want to know any more. 086 843 1945. Call, text, WhatsApp. Or if you're watching on YouTube and you think the video is useful, please do like and subscribe, because it lets me know that the video is useful. And if there's any information I missed, just let me know in the comment section below. So hopefully the video has been useful. If the car's of interest, hopefully we'll get a chance to talk, and thank you for taking time to watch.